live. Another Sunday. Volume name. Interesting. Did I set this as unlisted? Or did I set it as public? We'll find out in a minute. Hello. I did set it public. Good. I've done that before. Oh, hang on a minute. There we go. Evening. How are we all? Hello. Good evening. Hello. Evening, evening, evening. It's blooming cold. I'm closing these curtains. Give me 1 second, I'll be back. And he's here again. Hello, everybody. How was the gig? The gig was really good. Really enjoyed it. We played really well as well, which I've got to say. Like, you know, I don't know, it might sound ego-y, I don't know. But I thought we played extraordinarily well at the Minehead gig. Yeah, and it was just fun. It's just always good fun. Stage was humongous. I like big stages, but this one was massive. You know, we were all in different area codes. I haven't watched it yet, so no spoilers. I'm going to watch it after I've done the live stream. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I love John Joe's videos. Can I get John Frusciante tone out? Yes, I've done a video on it. So I have a video somewhere on my channel on how to get John Frusciante's tone out of the G2.1U. There we go, come here. It's quite a while back now, like, but... Favorite Rory Gallagher live performance? There's not one. There's too many. There's too many. Tried the Mike McCready Strat, regretting not buying the second-hand one I tried. I've tried the Pearly King version. I haven't tried the budget Mexican model, but I've tried the expensive one. Other hoodie, that penguin looks cool. Yes, it's Mr. Flibble. And he's very cross. You shouldn't have run away from him. Hello. Cold in my joints, I can feel it. The relic version or the Mexican version, I don't think it's that great, no. I don't think, in all fairness, the relic version on the Pearly King one wasn't that great. But that's it. How do I hold a pick? Like this. It varies which part of the pick I use. If I'm playing super fast, I arm telling me I need to do a live stream. We're already here! Yeah, one of those days. Your solo during the Anderton session was unbelievable and impressive. When improvising solos, do you have a rough plan going into it? Yeah, no plan. Thanks so much for watching. By the way, if you haven't seen our Anderton's live session, Red Giant's Anderton's live session, please go over to the Anderton's channel and watch our live session. Give it a thumbs up and leave us a comment as well. It really helps us out. So if you can do that, really appreciate it. If you haven't done that, please do. Again, really helps us out. But as it comes to the solos, no, there's no plan. It's just jump in and swim, see what happens. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But invariably, if you just open yourself up to music, it tells you where to go and what to do and how to do it. You know, the less the more closed up you are, it's like, you know, it's you're not going to get anything out. You know, I mean, you need to be open to it all. So yeah, that's it. Hello. Indeed. Thank you. Years. I don't think I've got it now. The whole Hendrix double stop thing, it takes a long time to get right and to make musical as well. This, I did a video of, there's a video of this that I released Friday. This is a K Les Paul copy. It's kind of like a standard custom thing. It's weird. But I'm enjoying it for this point in time. It's got really, the bridge pickup's wired wrong, so it's got this kind of nasally honk. I mean, but that's cool because none of my other guitars do that, so that's staying. And I fret leveled it today, so it plays really well. I didn't do the best job of polishing the frets up though, which kind of annoys me. But it plays, and that's all that matters. Do you find that when you are improvising, the best comes out in a high pressure situation? It varies. It depends. Sometimes you can be the most relaxed thing in the world and play something really good. I think everything I play is crap, so it doesn't really make any difference to me. But it just varies. Sometimes pressure's good, sometimes it isn't. It just varies. No worries. Can I ask? I don't understand. Oh, I see what you mean. Sorry, I misread it. Dyslexia reigns supreme. I see what you mean. Thanks. Trying to be a guitar tech, so please don't let me annoy you. I don't understand that. I don't understand that one. No idea. Valve amps need a speaker load. If that's what you're asking, I don't really understand. But you need a speaker load on an amp, you know. Otherwise, or stated otherwise. But it's very, very Do you know Alan Watt is? Nope, no idea. What are the pros and cons of the stop tail bridge? I didn't know there was any. I don't know. It's just good, isn't it? But I don't know. I don't know the cons of it. Cons of it, you don't have a tremolo. Which is more fun and an extra expression. If you got a hardtail kind of thing, there's you know, you can't. Well, you can. It's, you know, I don't know. It's up to you, really. You should not plug the out of your tube amp into anything other than a speaker load. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Most amps are the same, like solid state amps or anything like that. You know, these things need a speaker load. You know, you need it, otherwise it'll fry the amp. I never do rapo. I don't do the rapo thing. It's just straight through. I hate rap. I've tried it. Les Pauls always feel bendy anyway, to me. Like, even with 10s, because of the short scale length, there's not as much tension on the thing. So they always feel bendy anyway. And because I'm so used to strats, if I do the rap over, the top rap thing that loads of people do, it just feels ridiculous and it's over bendy and I just don't like it. So I always just do that. And screw the tailpiece all the way down as well. Like the back keys, not particularly. No, not really there on my radar. No, rap over things is cool, but it's not for me. Would you recommend Floyd Rose Bridge to a beginner player? No, I wouldn't. Not even slightly. Find a rap over unnecessary as you can just hide. Exactly. Yeah, I don't understand that either. Yeah, if you just want that slinky thing, just unscrew it. You know, you seen Slash's tailpiece? It's so far out of the guitar. It's cool. What is the appeal of the K when you're in a Gibson Les Paul? Because Gibson Les Paul doesn't sound like this. And they're cool. They've got a vibe to them. These old like copies from the 70s and 80s and 60s for that matter as well. There's something about them that Gibson don't have. There's something about them that isn't a Gibson, and I like that. And I like the way they sound, and I like the way they behave. They don't behave like a Gibson because they're not. And I like the history of them as well, because this is a lot of people's first guitar back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. This is where a lot of people, including some of my heroes, started. It's really cool. Then you get an LTD Kirk Hammett or a Mextra. I don't know. What do you want to do with it? Bernie Les Paul is what Randy Rhoads used. Which one? Because his white one's a Gibson. The famous one's a Gibson, isn't it? But Minehead and the M5 at Bristol. There was no traffic. Cheers, thanks so much. Yeah, Bristol, there was no traffic. Literally, straight there and then straight home. Nothing. All's well. Why is the Silver Jubilee your favourite Marshall versus, say, JSM800? Because the Jubilee does exactly what I want it to do, and 800 doesn't do what I want it to do. And the Jubilee does it has all sorts of different sounds that are easy to dial in, whereas all the other ones, they don't do. There's a certain hindrance with a certain, like with other ramps, whereas the Jubilee I don't feel hindered with it at all. 1979 Aria Pro 2 Walnut 355, nice. Similar to the Columbus, yeah. Very few so. Yeah, again, yeah. I'm the same with my Columbus my Columbus at 335. I put it away recently just for a bit, and I was like, I need to get it back out. I can't have that guitar away, so it's back out again. Any tips on how to keep my volume not from turning while I'm strumming? What guitar are you playing? I'm guessing it's a Strat, right? Les Paul sounds very boomy. It could be the pickup height. I do on all my guitars, but I always sync the bass side of a humbucker. So the bass side is really low, treble side's quite high. Try syncing the low side, the bass side of your humbucker. That should help get rid of some of the low end if it's too boomy. This has got a really weird feedback, this guitar. On the bridge, on neck pickup, it's totally fine. No credit up. But if I put it onto a bridge pickup, it feeds back in a really weird manner. That is such a strange note. But I like it. I like it. And it's unique to this guitar. And it sounds great. Favourite heavy riffs? Oh, there's loads of them. Oh, tons of them. It is microphonic. But a lot of my guitars are I like microphonic pickups. I feel they sound more open. They sing more. Like the old PAFs sing and Strat pickups sing and stuff. All commentators. Fernandez Bernie. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was going to say the only Les Pauls I've ever seen Randy with were actually Gibsons. You know, there's the white one. There was a free pickup Black Beauty with the covers on. Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure Randy Rhoads' Les Paul was not a Bernie. What pedals are best for ambient music? You want stuff like, say the Cloudburst by Strymon is a very good pedal for ambient music. The afterneath, Earthquaker Devices afterneath is, I reckon, a must. If you're going to play ambient music, you need the afterneath. The afterneath, the Cloudburst, I would say something like the Mel 9 as well, or the String 9 by Electro Harmonics, stuff like that. They're really good for it. And something like a really nice reverb. The NuX Damp Reverb has a great kind of ambient sound to it, and you can do all sorts with that pedal. It's really good. Ace. I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy one of my videos was actually useful. Indeed, yeah, and it'd be worth a lot more money. Bernies aren't worth a great deal of money, but yeah, if it had been that, it'd have been crazy. Seventies Columbus Strat, the body was plywood, still loved it. Wish I kept it. Yeah, indeed. A bit of an amendment to my video on Friday. I did when I did a video on this on Friday, like taking it apart and cleaning it up. I said it's not plywood, but it actually is. It fooled me. It is a plywood body, which is really, really weird because I've had plywood bodies in the past, and they're always a lot lighter than this one. This one's really heavy. It's really, really strange. Really fooled me, but it is plywood. Super Overdrive is a great pedal. Great pedal. Do you like Spaced Black Book? Oh yeah, of course. I'm like Green Wing. Have you ever seen Green Wing? Orange Rockverb Mark III. What I bought off Christmas. Want to see what you think it's called. Yeah, it is. Rockverb 50 is great. Yeah, fantastic amps. Favorite song for Return of a Dream Canteen? Bella. Did see Blackest Year P90s. That's cool. Do you like P90 pickups? I do, but they're not me. If that makes any sense. I've dabbled with P90s for a long time, but I don't need them yet, and I say yet because I'm sure at some point in my life it'll come along where I'm like, I need P90s now. You know what I mean? But at this point in time, they're not me. What do you think of PRS guitars? We're on DGT, saving up for one. What are your thoughts? For me, PRS guitars have never done it for me. They look amazing, they sound amazing. I just do not get on with the necks of PRS. I just don't like them, and they're a bit soulless for me. But that's me. It's not you. So if you want one, go out and try it and see how you feel. But don't let what I've said influence you at all, because it's down to what you want. Do you have a Brazilian rosewood on your 62? Yep, they all were Brazilian back then. Have you ever thought of doing reaction videos? No. I say no. I have thought of doing a video recently where we go on Reddit and we go through Reddit to see what people are saying on there, because it's quite amusing sometimes. I quite enjoy doing it sometimes, what people think to me. There's some people who want me dead just because I've got, like, my hair's falling out and stuff like that. It's insane. But as far as, like, full-out reaction videos go, I'm not interested in doing that. I'd be boring as hell anyway. Do you want to buy a guitar from me? I may have one for sale. Depends on what it is, and at this point in time, I have no money to afford it. So. Strumming on PRS sometimes hit the volume knob. Is there a different knobs that won't turn so easy? Not really, no. You just have to try and alter the way you are with it. I can't really think of. I don't know. I can't think of any way around it. You just have to move where you're not hitting it. Basically, there's no real kind of quick thing. Because the thing is, if you start like finding something that like stiffens up the volume knob, then it's gonna find it hard to turn. It might just be a nightmare. So. Nah, cool. Yeah, I definitely won't be able to afford that, but thanks anyway. Are Antori any good? Yes, they are. Antori are great guitars. You need to set them up right, but that's the same as any guitar. The best guitar in the world with a crap setup is a crap guitar. So, Paul Gilbert, I love Paul Gilbert. The monster. What strings I use? 10 to 46s. Do I like Antigua Burst? Yeah, kind of. It's cool. I'm not going to say it's not. Will you go to the Jeff Beck auction? No. Definitely not. Why torture yourself? You ever thought of touring Japan? Yes, I would love to, but it's not going to work that way. It'd be amazing, but it's not going to work that way. And I'd love to do it, but it's not going to work that way. Because the music industry is messy. And if you don't have lots of money... Yeah. How was the live gig? It was, yeah, really fun. Really fun. Tough, though. I'm not going to say too much because I've got a gig vlog of it coming out next Saturday on the Red Giant channel. But yeah, it was tough. It was a tough gig. Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to. Well, plus I'd have to drive 5 hours to go and see it. I won't be able to afford to do an acoustic tour. It doesn't work that way. There's lots of things I would love to do with Red Giant. It's just it doesn't work that way. You know. You can't just like go, oh, let's go on tour. There's a way there's a lot more to it than that, you know. Ever get into Sum 41? Not really, no. All my friends like back in there were kind of into them, and I did see them live, and I nearly died in a mosh pit. But no, I've never really kind of got into them, to be honest with you. Yeah, I mean the thing about Jeff's instruments though is like they do have to move on at some point. You know, I mean everyone's instruments have to move on at some point when you're not here anymore. I think Monsters would be a massive hit if released on college radio stations here in the States. Maybe so, but trying to get it released and trying to get it on those kind of things, good luck with that one. It's tough work. What's your favourite all-time guitar riff? Oh, it's too many. I can't pick one. There's far too many. How many guitars do I have? I forget. Don't know. Not enough. What was that again? Sorry. Stan, yeah, you need a lot of backing financial resources, but maybe just go there one day and busk in Tokyo. Maybe. That'd be fun. But we'll see. Favourite 80s riff that comes to mind? Pour Some Sugar on Me by Def Leppard. Or, I know, there's quite a few. But that was the first one that came to mind. Big or small headstock on Strat? Either. Don't mind either. I really like the big headstock. I like the smaller one as well. I like them all. If it's on a Strat, I'm going to love it. Do I like Metallica? Yes, I love Metallica. Which Unforgiven is your favourite? The first one. The one that's on the Black Album, or Unforgiven 2, is a masterpiece. Oh, thank you very much indeed, Larry Bird, for the super chat. The $5. Thank you very much indeed. No worries. But yeah, I love it all. But Unforgiven 2 and Unforgiven 3 are fantastic songs as well. They're masterpieces as well. Just great songwriting. Do you think there's something fishy with the death of Jimi Hendrix? No. No. He made a mistake. Simple as that. I think there's something fishy with Kurt Cobain's death. But who knows that? I've noticed in some of the Giant performances the bass is a bit low in the mix on Anderton's. Yeah, that's just the mix. That's not the way it was in the room. It's just the mix was the bass was turned down low. What guitar is that? This is a K Les Paul copy from the 70s. Late 70s, I would say. Yeah, I've heard about that. I've heard about him touring with Engelbert Humperdinck and stuff. A bit weird. What's your favourite acoustic guitar? It's my Mountain acoustic from 1974. It's amazing. You missed the Backcaster. Don't. I've still got it. It's not going anywhere. I just don't play it a lot. It deserves a rest, bless it. What's the oldest guitar I own? It'd be my 62 Strat. Yeah, because that's my Hofner's a 63. I don't have anything from the 50s. I've got stuff from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s onwards. But I don't have anything from the 50s. So yeah, my 62 Strat's the oldest guitar I own. Did you fix it? Yes, it's all working. I fret leveled it today. There's not much fret on it, but there is enough to play it, which is good because that saves me money. I'm having to get it refretted. And it's not a guitar I'm going to use live or anything. Well, it might be. You never know, actually. Any news on next cover song? No, waiting. John Joe's playing drums on it, and he hasn't been able to record the drums because he's been really, really busy. So once John Joe's got his drums recorded, I'll get into my friend Ian's house and we'll get the vocals done. And then I've got a cello to add. My cousin's going to play cello on it. And then after that, it'll be released. What's the record of refrets to a guitar? I have no idea. I've got no idea. It is, isn't it? I can't remember what Lister's is. I did look it up at one point, but I've forgotten because I only did it once and it was ages ago. But it is like one of these cheapo, like, you know, 70s Japanese knockoffs that Lister has. Because, it's a genuine Les Paul copy. I'm going to look it up again, which one it actually is. It could be one of these. I don't know. Imagine if it was this one. Imagine if I had it. I mean, I highly doubt that, but can you imagine? Korean made. Oh, okay. Well, either way. Korean made, Japanese made. They're really, really fun and good. Do I still use Golden Plexi? Yes, all the time. It's just on a different pedal board. First day, the HH Squire Affinity Telecaster. Do you ever attempt any songs by... No. I don't like Michelangelo Battio's playing, so no, I don't play... I'm not interested in playing any of his music, ever. It's not my kind of thing. It probably isn't easy, but I'm not interested in that. Same as satellite guitars. Oh, yeah. Any progress recruiting a full-time bass player? No, we're not really that... At this point in time, we're okay. You know, my brother's playing bass with us, and Kira's playing bass with us. All the gigs are covered at this point in time. You know, we're not rushed to find somebody who's actually going to do it full-time. Do you still play your gold top Les Paul? Which one? If you could have 3 wishes, what would they be? I don't know. World peace, or whatever people say. Where did you learn to sing? I taught myself. That's why it took so long for me to actually learn. Well, actually, no, it didn't, because I knew what voice I wanted to sing in, but at the time I was singing, the drummer we had in the band, wasn't John Joe, by the way, wouldn't allow me to sing in that way. Oh, thank you very much indeed for the $5. Being as you didn't let me buy you a drink at the miller's door. No worries. Appreciate it anyway. Thanks very much. Next time. So it's probably not on your radar. Sorry about that. The internet seemed to have gone off for a minute. Anyway, where was he? Are you going to try covering some John Frusciante solo stuff? No, because that would just get you on copyright, and I don't want to do that. It's just more hassle than it's worth. Yeah, I mean, amp and guitar. I mean, I would prefer a good amp over a good guitar. You know what I mean? East Coast. No, I don't have the East Coast anymore. It's gone. It had certain memories attached to it that I didn't want, and definitely didn't want, and they wouldn't be coming back. Let's just put it that way. So I now got rid of that. Ever get on with open tunings like Key? Yeah, I like open tunings. I just find them quite limiting. The only open tuning I don't find limiting is open C. I love open C. Open G is just boring. Dadgad is gorgeous. Open D minor, open D major, F fun. Open E I find boring. There's a few others that are cool. But yeah, mainly if I'm going to play an open tune, it's going to be open C with the high E string tuned to D, because then you can actually use it. Aerosmith. I do like some Aerosmith songs, yeah. Do you sell some guitars? I do, yeah. Will a cheap Squire Strat be good enough for Shanty? Yes, easy. How does your DS2 sound on the rhythm clip channel of Jubilee? Amazing. I did a video on my Instagram not long ago with the Californication sound. I'm gonna do a video for YouTube at some point as well. But it sounds great if you get it right. If you get it, like, you know, get it in that sweet spot, it sounds so good. It's just that it's the sound, you know. I think you're better off without those memories, Dave. Me too. I think Regina is better off without them too. No, I know what you mean. As much as it pains you to say it, and as much as you don't want to, you have to keep moving forward. You keep the memories. You keep what happened. You know what I mean? I'm nowhere near over what's happened and stuff like that. I won't be for a long, long time because of certain things, you know. But you have to keep moving. You have to keep walking, unfortunately, even though you don't feel like it. You know, you don't want to go anywhere. You've had enough, but you have to keep moving. So you do. But yeah, you are. It's like and the memories are always going to be there, and they'll just randomly crop up some points, you know, and break your heart again, just because they can. But yeah, it's just tough. Exactly. Yeah. Harley Benton guitars any good? Yeah, they're great. Yeah. What Aerosmith song do you fancy the most? I love Dream On. That's probably my favourite. Do you still talk to Nicole Marshall? Yeah, every now and again, yeah. Have you tried amp plugins or modelers? Yeah, I don't get on with them as well as I do plugging into a real amp. Oh, there's a conspiracy theories about Jimmy going on. What? What's the most horrendous guitar with 25 frets or an amp volume going to 12? 25 frets. Because you can barely play them unless you've got tiny little stick fingers. Have you ever considered playing a baritone for an entire record? No, because it wouldn't work. I love baritones, and I've got two guitars in baritone tuning, but doing a whole record with one is a bit kind of a no. Oh, thank you very much indeed. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. How does the Martin 015 sound in person? Mid-rangey, but great. I love it. If I could afford one, I would have one, but I can't afford that. I don't know anyone who could. Why are higher notes frets smaller? It's the tone, isn't it? It's the pitch. Kind of 50 or 100 for small bedroom. 50. Unless you're using an effects loop, in which case go 100. Either way, really. Red Giant's sound performance was fantastic. Thank you very much indeed. Appreciate it. Thank you. Glad you thank you for watching as well. Towmaster versus real tubes. No, Towmaster's just as good as the Valve versions. They're amazing. I used my we had a gig on last Thursday. I used my Towmaster Fender Deluxe, and if I only had the Valve Deluxe reverb, I wouldn't be able to use it. But with the Towmaster, I can use it, and it sounds amazing. It sounds like a Deluxe, man. The Super Reverb sounds like a Super Reverb, but Twin sounds like a Twin. The Bassman sounds like a Bassman. There's too much. It doesn't sound quite right, you know. How's the album sales going? Slow down now, which is always to be expected. You know, once you release an album, the sales drop off. That's just the way it goes, you know. But we're still selling a couple here and there. We had a gig yesterday where we sold 6 on the merch stall, so that's really, really cool. So, is there a day for the Red Giant Crimson? No, not yet. I'm going to email them tomorrow and find out what's going on with that one, because I don't actually know. I haven't heard anything for ages on that one. I thought I'd leave it with them till after Christmas because I didn't want to be that bothering them. But I'm going to email them tomorrow, so when I know, you'll know. Oh, thank you very much indeed. Another super chat. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you very much. I'll need it for that. It's not going to be long, I tell you, on that guitar. It's going. How often do you have a band meeting? It depends. We don't really do band meetings. Is there a Red Giant mug? Not yet, but there will be. Watch this space. Do you still use a jackhammer or golden or or have you switched to Golden Plexi full time? No, you're hearing the jackhammer right now. What I've got on is the jackhammer and the Cloudburst. I used the jackhammer for live because it was the sound of the album. I used the jackhammer on the Red Giant album, and the Golden Plexi is a darker sound, a little bit darker. So that's on my other pedalboard. That's my recording pedalboard. Love 100 Club Vlog. Thank you very much indeed. Yeah, amazing venue to play. John Joe was just like absolutely destroyed by that in the best possible way, of course. Yeah, I've been. Would you recommend the SD1 before or after the DS2? To be honest, I wouldn't recommend the SD1 with the DS2 at all. They don't really get on very well. It's like the DS2 and the DS1. They do not like each other. Do not see eye to eye, in my experience. So I wouldn't really recommend either. Jacket is an amazing pedal. I should reissue. I know. I really want Marshall to reissue the Marshall Governor 2 Plus and the Blues Breaker 2 and the jackhammer and stuff. Sound is breaking up. Is my sound breaking up with anyone else? Do you think there is a structured way to improve on guitar? Yeah, practice. You just got to do it every day. Why was there a different bassist for Andy's performance? My brother. Because we don't have a full-time bass player. We get it fluctuates between Kira and my brother, depending on who's available. Cheers. Thanks for letting me know. So I think there's something wrong with your connection, sir. Is there a song you played that your friend Charlie loved you playing the most? Little Wing. So I always play it for him. Thank you very much indeed for the £10. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Really helps. No worries. The new Rory statue. Yeah. It's cool he's got another statue, but yeah. Just started learning Little Wing. Cool. How far is next Red Giant album? Well, put it this way. If a record company... It's not going to happen. By the way, this is not going to happen, so don't get excited. But say somebody came to us tomorrow and said, love Red Giant, but we need another album out of you now. We could go into the studio tomorrow and give you another album. So just put it that way. I've answered that before, by the way. Do you have a busk? No, I've never busked. Well, I tell you, I have done once, but I've never done it again. Cheers, I'm just messing around. I'm not. There's no thought going into what I'm playing at this point in time, which is always the best way, actually, to be honest. Can you hear the guitar actually? Okay, because I don't know if it's too quiet or anything. I'm always edgy about, like, is the guitar too quiet when I'm doing this kind of thing, because it just helps keep me focused if I noodle. What is the next amp after the Katana? In what way? Good volume. Ace. Thank you. That Cloudburst pedal, man. Let's just turn it up a bit, actually. Do you boost other pedals with volume or drive on solid state amps? In what, for a solo boost or volume boost, or how do you mean? I don't know Les Paul. Love it. Really cool guitar. It's a K Les Paul custom copy that I got the other day. 50 quid. Would you consider using synths, future recordings out? Yeah, if they fit. I mean, I don't know where they would fit, but you never know. If you want the next game stage, I just stack distortions, is what I do. In fact, the different levels of gain. So my kind of like lowest gain is the jackhammer, next one up with the governor, and then the chaos one is the DS2, and I just like having them all on. Well, Katana, thanks to you. Thank you. They're a great amp. Have you ever used an EQ pedal? Yeah. I technically use kind of EQ. Well, depends on the amp I plug into. But sometimes if I'm like at a backline supply gig or something like that, I might have to use the EQ in my Zoom G2.1U pedal. Just to kind of even things out. Yeah. Blue figurine. That's Stoofer. That's Stoofer the cat. Look up Harry Hill, Stoofer. Stoufer. What was that say? Tell you now, if the right person in the business managed to hear the Red Giant album. Well, I don't know about that one, but thanks for thinking so. We're not very sellable, you know. The music industry don't want people like us. What was the oh, sorry, that just shut up. Have you ever tried just an EQ on the amp? Was that aimed at me? High or low frets, fret height is. I quite like high frets. 6105s are my favourite frets. So vintage kind of spacing, but quite tall. Favourite character, Leon. I have a place in my heart for that man. Even though he doesn't technically exist, but he does in my world. Do I like ceramic pickups on a Strat? Yeah, I like anything. If they sound good, I don't care what they are. Green Giant. Yeah. We would get sponsored by Niblets though, so you know, we could have got free sweet corn if we'd really thought it through. Yeah, I didn't like Dead Space. I played it. My friend Carl lent me years ago, but I never really got on with it. Ace, that's cool. Hopefully it does sound like the Rockman. I nearly bought a Rockman a couple of months back. I wish I had now, but couldn't afford it at the time. Red Giant and Green Giant, are we enemies? I would say we're enemies. We're the angry ones. He's happy because he's got his, like, you know, he's got his field of Niblets. But we're like, we're going to burn it to the ground. Guitar sounds like Skyrim. Cool. Playing guitar on Danny Dyer's new album? I certainly hope not. Game for Honor. Oh, I am. Red Giant's coming to get Green Giant. Destroy the Niblets one by one. Hand's so cold. Favorite Taste songs? Morning Sun is one of them. Blister on the Moon's a great song. I've always loved that. It's got elements of kind of like punk rock way before punk rock that is. I'm so bad with song titles. Quite a few. Telecaster on 140. Jet. Yeah, go Jet. You won't regret that one. Jet guitars, man. How they do it, I do not know. Graphtech nuts. No, they work. I mean, I've had a couple of guitars with Graphtech nuts, and I've never had any issues with them. So, what's your favourite key, or what key inspired you most? I don't know. There's a few. C sharp minor does. Let's change to it. C sharp minor's got such a powerful sound to it. See what I mean? There's something to that. I was just in E minor, now we've gone to C sharp minor. It's got more oomph to it. B minor's really powerful as well. B minor's really sad. B minor's got a real kind of like melancholy sound to it. D minor's pretty good. In all honesty, I think B minor sounds sadder than D minor. Oh, thank you very much indeed for the super chat. So, key-wise, you know, it depends on the song, really. But I love C sharp minor. That's more of my favourite key. Great to see you on the live stream. Hope you're well. I'm playing along with some Chili's live jams. Nice. Which ones do you like to play along to? The Nothing to Lose jam's really good. The Off the Map Search and Destroy jam's really good as well. What the hell did I just do? That was fantastic. What is that? Can you hear that? One second, we just turn the volume up. Listen to this. C sharp minor. To G major. Oh, that's amazing. Where does it go from there? See, this is what happens when you just sit and you noodle. You're unconscious to your playing. Things just come out. That's so cool. Yeah, it's like a flat 5. It goes to the flat 5. Well, it's technically not the flat 5. Well, it's a flat 5. That's really cool. I like it. Yeah, I will. That's like a film score. That's like, you know what I can see there? That's like, I don't know why I'm seeing this, but like in this bit, there's like a film going on. It's like there's these people walking through like a really dense wood. And it's like, you know, they can't get out. It's like they're trapped. They can't, you know, it's just stuck in there. And and at one point they come to like it's kind of a clearing. It's like there's almost something like chasing these people. And then like they come to a clearing and there's like a house. You know what I mean? And when you get to that chord, that's when they see the house. Like this is kind of focused on them. Kind of looking, and you can imagine these people just like standing still, like in a clearing, and looking, and then it cuts to a house. Do we go in? Do we stay out here? What do we do? See, I'm stuck with that now. I would love to do a film score. I'm just not good enough to do it. Which venue would you most like to play? All of them. Tens. I'll use tens on all my guitars now. Although I am thinking of changing all my guitars to nines and just getting used to nines because I'm not getting younger. And tens might be a pest. Still playing the final part in Derby in May. Yes, as far as we know. Hopefully. What condition do you think EVH Bumblebee is in? The one that's buried with Dimebag. How much is it worth? I don't think you would want it at this point in time. It doesn't belong to any of us though. It belongs to Dimebag Darrell. And rightly so. But the condition is it'd be very rotten. I don't think there'll be much wood left. Let's put it that way. There'll be the pickups, bits of that, but a lot of it would have rotted by now. Oh, where are they gone? That was interesting. Would you ever use the Effector live? I would, but it would have to have a place. I don't know where I would use the Effector live. I would love to. It's great. I'm so happy I've got an Effector. And this is his brother, which I really like. This is like the Effector's kind of like, you know, Les Paul custom brother, because it's exactly the same guitar. The neck feels identical. It's got this mad 16-inch radius flat fretboard, and the headstock's the same with the really wonky split diamond, but it feels like the Effector. And the effector's in amazing condition. I've never seen an effector in such good condition, to be honest with you. But yeah, I would use it live if I had a place for it, definitely. Where are we going? Just started playing with A gauge 8 strings. Nice. Gauge 8s are really fun. That's cool. Oh, it should be a minor. Spinal Tap or Bad News? I think I'd have to pick Spinal Tap. As much as I love Rick and Aid and Bad News, I think I like the sounds. I like the songs of Spinal Tap a bit more. Would changing a nut? It can do. I have done that. You can. Sometimes it's for the best. To be honest, with most of the time it's for the best. But sometimes this guitar is really rattly. The nut isn't that fantastic, and it's been replaced before. This is definitely not the original nut. But there's something about this one. You know what I mean? If there wasn't something about it, I would have got rid of it by now. I'd have changed it. But there is definitely something about it. That's such a resolve, man. So now we've got this C sharp minor. It's the Strymon Cloudburst. To the G major. No, that's too tough. Back to the C. Blues Brothers. Blues Brothers. Then we go to the B major. So good. What amp setting do you play the Cloudburst on the guitar on a clean acoustic? Well, depending on what I'm doing. If I'm running my pedalboard for it, it's always the acoustic mode. Planning on trips back to ATB for a video? Yeah, I want to at some point. It's a bit of a longer drive for me now, though, sadly. ATB used to be like a half-an-hour drive. Now it's going to be 2.5 hours, maybe, well, 3.5 hours to get there. So it's not just down the road anymore. But I will go back at some point. I love ATB as well. Oh, stretch. Oh, crikey. There is a hell... You're not wrong. There is a hell of a lot of bad drivers. Last night when we were coming back from Minehead, the chaos on the roads. There was one bit, actually, yesterday when we were on the M5 coming up past Gloucester. Yeah, just past Gloucester, sorry. We just got past Gloucester on the M5 and there was the on-ramp bit. A bus came barreling down this off-ramp onto the M5. He must have been going 60 mile an hour down this off-ramp and he nearly lost it. The bus tipped. As he came onto the motorway, he tipped, like it started to lean, and then he obviously compensated by going that way, and the bus lurched to the left. You know, it was a brown pants moment, let's put it that way. You don't like the custom shop Rory Gallagher strap? No, I don't. I think it's rubbish. I think it's garbage. It looks rubbish, and he plays rubbish, and I've seen him, and I don't look good in person. Never drive faster than your angels. That's such a good line. That is such a good line. Good Lord, that's so good. And so true. Very true. Because in this day and age, I feel like I drive like a snail. Because I don't, you know, if I'm on a motorway, I don't go above 60, mainly because I'm driving a van, and you know, you're not supposed to anyway. But I get overtaken by all sorts. Like you know, there's 18-wheeler lorries going past me at must be doing like 70 miles an hour, and it's like this huge lumbering beast. If he loses control of that thing, he's not only going to probably kill himself, but he's going to kill loads of other people. But I do think that people kind of have this kind of mad idea that they're safe in their vehicles. It's like, you're not safe in your vehicles. If it goes wrong, you're going to get folded like a matchbook, you know. It's mental. It really is crazy. Like I said, I'm never in that much of a hurry. Even if I'm late, I'm not going to be in that much of a hurry because it's not worth your life. Mark 5 transit camper 50 mile an hour off a cliff. Ooh, yeah. What do you think of Josh Holmes playing a Queen Stone? Yeah, it's good. It's really cool. I mean, some Queen Stone songs are great. Katana's good for everything. It is. It's the Swiss Army of knives. Swiss Army penknife of amps. Got there in the end. I'm not tired, honestly. I see people drive like pigs. Yeah, it's crazy. It's really crazy. Yeah, they are. Yeah, exactly. I always say that. I'm a lot more paranoid driving now than I ever used to be beforehand. Like, you know, like pre-2020, because after 2020, you're right, everyone just seemed to go crazy. And everyone's in such a rush now, and it's just unnecessary. And there's so many more cars as well. There's no quiet. Has anyone noticed that? There's no quiet time on the roads anymore, unless it's like 3 in the morning. And even then, on motorways, that's not there. Interpretation of a Josh Klinghoffer live solo. I can't play like Josh. I'm not interested in being able to play like Josh either. Univibe before, after drive pedal. On the input side, whatever that is. The indicate. Yeah, that's another thing. As anyone who's driving knows, people don't indicate anymore. Like the other day, I was driving around and I was following this huge, massive black truck, and he never indicated once. He made plenty of turns. He kept going the same way I was, and he never indicated once. I didn't know where he was going. And the whole time I was thinking, like, what happens if you're going right and there's somebody wanting to cross the road? They see your van, you see your huge truck coming, and they see, oh, he's not indicating, so he must be going straight on. They start to walk over the road. You're an idiot. You've gone round, you've gone round, and then you run them over because you haven't indicated. They don't know what you're doing. You know, not let alone the cars or whatever's behind you. Oh, I get so stressed out with these people. That's why I go slow. I want everyone to overtake me. That way they can just go away. Yeah, indeed. You're supposed to be like psychic. That's a fair point. Yeah. Fuzz before or after what? After. That's on the output side. I'm backwards. It goes that way to me. It starts at the amp, goes to the guitar. That's the way I see it. I get people telling me off all the time for that, but I just don't care. That F sharp minor tells me how much I don't care. Dashcam all the way. Very true. I'm thinking of getting one actually. After seeing what I've seen and how much I'm going to be driving this year, good idea. Telepathic. What am I thinking? Ace. Do I like Big Muff? No, I don't. I do not like it at all. Kirk solo on Portals. No, I haven't heard it. I've heard one song off it, and it was not what I expected. It was actually really good. So I can imagine the album is quite good, but I don't know. And a working speeder, Dave. Well done. No, yeah, no worries. We got there in the end. That's been dead for ages. But I've been using other things. Like you know, if you know how to read your rev counter, you can go by your rev counter and how fast you're going. And obviously, if you've got like a sat nav or a phone, you can use that as well. But yeah, it works finally in the van now. It's really nice to have it back. I've got to be honest. Really cold fingers tonight. Oh, I do apologise about yawning. Sorry. Okay, so I'm going to call it a day in a minute or two. So yeah, I'm going to go and watch John Joe's gig vlog. It's not easy to play guitar with cold hands. No, it's really tough. You ever gigged in a flat roof pub? No, I haven't. No. Yeah, I think a rev counter is good to have a backup as well, and it gives you a good gauge. You can tell if your speedo's wappy or anything. Do you think most crap guitars just need tweaking? Yes, I do, personally. I don't think there's broken guitars, and they're gone at that point. That's fair enough. But I think most of guitars that people say were rubbish, I'll end on this. I'll talk about this. So this guitar would have been somebody's pride and joy back in the 70s or early 80s. I'm guessing that you can't date these things, but it's a late 70s or early 80s K, you know. And it's had the K logo sanded off of the Trussroad cover, which kind of annoys me, but it's all part of its story, so that's cool. I didn't do it. So, you know, and it belongs that way now. So my theory is, back in the day, and having spoken to a lot of people really didn't know about setting up guitars. Like fret leveling, nuts, intonation, string height, all that kind of thing. Not bearing in mind that strings were actually crap. You know what I mean? String technology in this day and age, we are spoiled for how good strings are. Strings back in the day were not great. I've actually got a pack of 1960s cathedral strings, and they're atrocious. They're unopened, and they will remain that way. But I think it's because people didn't really know how to set the guitars up. They didn't think you could. I remember speaking to John and Norman at Old Hat when I worked there, and they said back in the day no one knew how to set up a guitar. They didn't even know you could. The way it came is the way they said, like they believed it was. You know, that's the way it's supposed to be. You know, so they were a bit kind of like, you know, you made the best of it. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, well, the action's about this high. I'm guessing that's just the way it is. No one thought to wind these posts down. And what I've found, a lot of the guitars that I've come across, you know, stuff like this or like the old Teisco guitars, when you know how to set guitars up and like do the frets and set them up, and intonation on Teiscos is always sketchy, but it's usually good enough. Once you know how to set these things up, they're great guitars. You know what I mean? They are fantastic instruments, and they play easily, and they sound great. But it just takes a bit of getting, you know what I mean? And same with old amps as well. I mean, there's a lot of kind of like people who say the old 70s amps, solid state stuff is crap as well. Not my experience. You know, I reckon these things can sound amazing. But again, I think it's because of what was around. There's also kind of like, there's certain people's kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for there? I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but like, you know, some certain people are like, if it's not this, then it's not good. You know, it's like if it's not a valve amp, it's not a good amp. You know, that nonsense, because it is nonsense. I'm sorry, in my world anyway. You know, it's like I don't believe that for a minute. You know what I mean? Because I'm surrounded by solid state amps, and they all sound fantastic. You know what I mean? And my valve amps downstairs sound fantastic as well, but you know, yeah, gear snobbery. That's the one, and there's a lot of that still. And again, because so many people had such bad experiences with guitars like this, back when they first got it, you know, they'd get it on Christmas and they'd get it out of the box, and the action would be a mile high, and the strings were like telephone wires, and you could barely press it down to do a bar chord because the nut wasn't cut right. The strings were high at the nut; it wouldn't stay in tune, wouldn't intonate, because the strings were crap. You know, there's a lot to be said for this, you know, and I think it's something important to bear in mind. You know, it's like saying, can't think of a way to word that right now, so I'm going to leave that for now. But a friend of mine had this video a while back. Actually, I'm going to try and explain it, where it was quite amusing. Like, you know, people are saying about like, you need a 59 Les Paul, a 60s Les Paul, sorry, to get the Blues Breakers tone, because it's, you know, you need that sound of an old Les Paul to get the Blues Breakers tone. And my friend brought up a good argument of saying, hang on a minute, you can't say you need an old Les Paul to get the Blues Breakers tone, because when you go back in time, that Les Paul was only 4 years old when Eric recorded the Blues Breakers album. So it's technically a new guitar. It wasn't old when he recorded it, it's old now. When Eric took it into the studio, it was 4 years old. It's a brand new guitar. You know, it's the same as all these other ones. Like Jimi Hendrix's Woodstock Strat was a 1968 Fender Strat, the white one. and you know, it's a legendary Strat. He played it at Woodstock, and everyone's like, oh, you need that, you know, you need those old guitars. But technically, it was a brand new guitar. It was a year old when he, you know, but maybe even earlier than a year old when he played Woodstock with it. So these were new guitars. Peter Green's 59 when he got it in 65, 66. It's only 7 years old. You know, some of my guitars are older than that. You know, so it's a weird concept, and there is a lot of gear snobbery and a lot of things. But again, I do believe that a lot of people's experience on guitars like the K here and Tysco and stuff like that are based on the fact of back then, the way you got a guitar is the way you thought it had to be. You know, you didn't know about lowering the bridge, doing intonation, or standing the neck down and cutting the nut right, and the way to get the strings locked on properly and stuff like that. It's, you know, not sailor knot, but you know what I mean. Anyway, I waffle. I'm going to get off. Let me know what you thought. So I'm just going to say again, if you haven't seen the Red Giant session on Anderton's TV, please go over to Anderton's TV and watch the Red Giant live session where we play Monsters and You Say I Say, and leave a like and a comment on that video as well. It'll help us out no end if you do. So thanks for that. If you can, that'd be brilliant, because we're really proud of that. And I'll let you in on a bit of a secret here. Both versions, well, Monsters and You Say I Say, it was all one take. We didn't do 2 takes or 3 takes of the songs. We only did 1 take of Monsters. We only did 1 take of You Say I Say, and that's what you see. Because we wanted to keep it live. You know what I mean? So if you haven't watched the Red Giant session on Anderton's TV, please go and do that. Just click on Anderton's, you know, just search Anderton's and stuff like that. And yeah. Other than that, oh, and please, if you can, go and subscribe to the Red Giant YouTube channel as well. Really appreciate that. Anyway, see you later. I'm off to get a cup of tea and warm my hands up and play this guitar a bit more because it's fantastic and it's really unique and I like it. And I'm going to go and see if anything comes out of chord progression. See you again. Have a great one. Goodbye now. Yeah. Goodbye now. There's an X.